a graduate level structural mechanics course. And then you say, what did I learn about joints design and so on? So you have to mention it in that order. This is a pretty good order actually, which is your interest, what did you do about it, and what did you learn? Hi guys. I have seen 70 to 80% of students who approach me getting their SOP or motivation letter wrong, or it's very poorly written, which is a super important element of your application. About one third weightage is usually given to your statement of purpose or motivation letter. A lot of students from India, China, Asia think that grades are enough to get through, but that is not true. Grades are only one but important part of it, but at the same time, statement of purpose is very, very important. The problem mostly students get it wrong is because they will refer to their seniors, people who've already reached Europe for studies, or they'll rely on um, some of the consulting companies and so on for, or even online they will go and look up at some websites and then they'll try and copy paste their SOP. This is one of the biggest flaws. I have mentioned very quick 3 tips in my previous videos where I mentioned how you can actually improve your SOP by 10 times. Now, this will not work in all cases because every case is different, but in most cases, this works. So, the first thing is that you have to mention particular subject course where you are interested. Number two, you have to mention some professor's name whom you are inspired by. Number three, you have to link point number one and point number two with your profile. So this is one of the videos which I had done earlier. You can go back and check it out. So those 3 things are super important. What I do for you is I can provide you very quick review. I'll give you a free review of your SOP. You can send it on the WhatsApp, which is mentioned here. Have a look. And if you send me your SOP, even if it's draft version, you can send it to me. I will mention 2 or 3 things how you can improve it. If you want a detailed SOP review, then you can engage me and get it for 50 euros for one draft. I will not write it for you. I'll only look at it in a detailed fashion, and then I'll give you proper input, proper feedback. And as I said, SOP is super important. So please do not miss out on it because SOP can change your rejection to acceptance and your acceptance to rejection. It is that important. I'll give you one very quick example today where you can look at how the center, the heart of a good SOP can be written. And this is a website which you also can look up and go through. It's very useful website. So the website is on mit.edu. It's MIT Communication Lab. Now, I have highlighted few things which you really need to take care of. So the first thing is that it has to, a purpose, a statement of purpose has to complement your resume. I see so many students making this mistake. It's not your resume. You don't need to say the same things again and again. It has to be in a narrative way. It cannot be point number one, point number two, point number three, point number four, point number five, finish. That is not a SOP. That is a list of bullets. That will not work. So it has to complement and it has to be in a story form or in a narrative form. Now, looking at your audience, so here I have highlighted that it's a handful of faculty from the program. Very important. See, everybody likes to get appreciated, right? So if you write a professor's name in your SOP, whom you are inspired by, maybe genuinely, if you have a genuine interest in a professor and his professor's work, then if you mention that name, you are directly addressing the audience, and that can have a huge positive impact on your SOP, right? So this is a little bit about what is the audience, what is the purpose. I'll not go through everything. You can read it. I only had this intention to make a quick video where I'll give you an example, or let's say a concrete example. And this is perfect way of structuring it. So for example, here it says that, first of all, you need to mention your interest. So your interest is in structural analysis. You cannot say that your interest is in civil engineering, because that is anyway where you're applying. You have to pick a specific minor. So for mechanical engineers, it could be engine design. For civil engineers, it could be fluid mechanics or whatever. Now, then you have said what is your interest. Then you say, what did you do about it? So you took a course, a graduate level structural mechanical mechanics course. And then you say, what did I learn about joints design and so on? So you have to mention it in that order. This is a pretty good order actually, which is your interest, what did you do about it, and what did you learn, right? So this is something which you could do. You could also do what is done in the second paragraph here, that you did some kind of research oriented project about a particular course, and then you can mention what difficulty you faced and how did you manage to overcome. So this is the structure. So the structure is research project about ABC, the course you want to highlight, and then difficulty you faced and how did you manage to overcome it. So these are few structures you can very easily use to improve your SOP. There are a few other things which I'll not get into detail, which is, for example, you have to show that your interests and your skills, everything is matching the target program. So it shouldn't be that you're applying for artificial intelligence and in your life you have nothing which is relevant to artificial intelligence. So these are a few things for SOP. As I said, you can send for a very quick skim through on WhatsApp a review request. I'll do that for free. However, if you want a detailed feedback on SOP, then you can send me a WhatsApp saying you would want to invest a little bit of money and you want to get it as a detailed review. And just from my experience, I have seen students multiply, I'm saying multiply effectiveness of their or SOP by quite a lot, simply by getting a very detailed feedback. As I said, I'll not write your SOP, but I'll guide you how to structure it, how to formulate a story, and to correct any structural issues or any issues which might lead to your rejection. So that is a little bit about statement of purpose, guys.